um, chapter. So what is the meaning of Bhagavad Gita? So this is Bhagwan. Bhagavat means Bhagwan and Gita is song. Like we have already discussed, it's a song of Bhagavan. Krishna has said all this. The dialogues are between great personalities, Sanjaya, Dhritarashtra, Krishna, Arjuna. So what is the use of reading it? It answers all our problems. It's a book of inspiration, and it is also a spiritual dictionary, right? That's the main purpose. We have to move on from our ignorance. We are completely ignorant. Everyone is in difficult situation, right? As Arjuna was also very having a lot of difficulty in fighting in the battle of Kurukshetra, but he surrendered to Lord Krishna, and then Bhagavad Gita was spoken. So not only Arjuna, we are all having kinds of different kind of anxieties, right? Because of all this. So Bhagavad Gita has solution. It has the solution for all our problems. But you know what? We have to pick out the thing. We have to understand. The moment we pick, we don't have to look into that. We have to pick out the thing, that sentences from there. We must read it in the association of devotees. Then only we will be making our life, successful. So it is our life manual. Like for example, when you buy an air conditioner or a laptop or a video game or a car also, you have to read through that. You don't understand till you go through the manual. How does this work? Similarly, Bhagavad Gita will, it's our life manual. It will tell us how to lead our life. So let us begin this journey into the mysticism of Gita. First chapter is Arjuna Vishada Yoga, Arjuna's yoga of lamentation. So let's see how the scene is said and what Krishna says, how he loves his devotees and miseries of life. This is 18 days Bhagavad Gita. I really hope and wish that you stick on till 18 days. So what is the mood of Bhagavad Gita? So Arjuna is completely in bewilderment and illusion. So why is it so? It is all because of Krishna's arrangement. This is his Maya. That is what he does. Because if Arjuna is not in confusion, then there is no necessity for Krishna to speak Bhagavad Gita, right? And if Krishna does not speak Bhagavad Gita, who is going to rescue all of us? So even though Arjuna was the listener of Bhagavad Gita, it is for all of us, so that we understand how to deal with daily problems that we are having in our life. As you will be proceeding from chapter to chapter, you will understand how to deal with all our problems in life. Arjuna's indecisiveness. So what happens here? Krishna drives the chariot in the middle of both the armies, right? And Arjuna does not understand what to do, how to fight, what to do. He surrenders to Lord Krishna. And then Bhagavad Gita was spoken for about 45 minutes. Arjuna is actually above ignorance. He is a supreme personality, but he is put into ignorance in the battlefield. Yeah, why? So that he can question Lord Krishna. Why? He will ask about problems of life. So what will happen? So Krishna will explain to him how to deal with it. So what will happen? It will benefit us in the future. So he knew that we need all these suggestions. So Krishna spoke to Arjuna so that future generations of human beings can understand, and we can actually chalk out our plan in life, right? And we can act accordingly. So now there are 5 themes of Bhagavad Gita. One is Ishvara. It is all about God. Krishna is there. Then Jiva, living entities. We all living entities. It talks about Prakriti, that is nature. The Kala, the time, which is very, very powerful. Krishna says, I am time. Karma, the daily activities that we do. Then how many shlokas are there? 574 spoken by Krishna, 84 Arjuna, 41 Sanjaya, and only one by Dhritarashtra. So total 700 shlokas were spoken in Bhagavad Gita. Now they have different reactions to the same scene. You can see Dhritarashtra, then you have in the middle Arjuna, and below down Duryodhana. So you will get to see different expression, different feelings, and different characters. Like Dhritarashtra, who was he? Who was Dhritarashtra? Anyone?
Acting king.
Father of Kauravas.
Very good, very good. So he was a king. What could he have done? He could have stopped the war, right? But he was completely filled in tamasic mode. Completely, he had so much of attachment. But his brother and minister Vidur, he had only affection, not attachment, right? Attachment is completely, having anurakti, and affection means sneh. You tend to give right advice when you are having affection. In attachment, you tend to become blind and mad, and you lose your sense of discretion. You don't know what you're doing, whether you're doing right or wrong. Duryodhana, the next one, below down, he is the son of Dhritarashtra, right? He was having full arrogance. He was full of arrogance, and he was more in the mode of rajas and tamas. And what kind of mindset was he having? Duryodhana? He was bragging about his army and doubting his own loyal ones. So he was glorifying himself all the time. I am the best, my team is the best, everything. That's a symptom of insecurity. When you're too insecure, that's what happens. So let's start with the first shloka. Dhritarashtra uvacha dharma kshetre kurukshetre samaveta yuyutsavaha mamaka pandavaschaiva kimakurvata sanjaya. Yes, who will want to translate, read the translation? Anyone wants? Okay. Dhritarashtra said, "O Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did they do?" So now here, Dharma Kshetre, it's a place, right, where religious rituals is significant, because in that battlefield, Krishna was present. He was present on the side of Pandavas, on the side of Arjuna. Dhritarashtra, he was Kaurava's father. He was very, very doubtful. He said about son's victory. They will win, they will lose, what will happen? Now, who was Sanjaya? Who can answer that? Who was Sanjaya? Sanjaya was Vedvyasa's student, disciple, minister in Dhritarashtra's kingdom. He was Dhritarashtra's personal assistant or minister, you can say. By whose mercy did Sanjay get the divine eyes, Divya Chakshu? Who gave him?
Vyasadev.
Yes, Vyasadev. Very nice, Mataji. So therefore, by the mercy of Vyasadev, Sanjaya was able to envision the battle of Kurukshetra. And even though while he was sitting in the room, right, Dhritarashtra's room, like when we wear 3D glasses, we go to 3D movies to see 3D movies, we wear 3D glasses. Similarly, so he was also having that kind of chakshu, and he could see what was happening in the battlefield. So who could hear Bhagavad Gita apart from Arjuna? Arjuna was able to hear from Krishna. Who else?
Sanjay.
Sanjay. Very good. Very nice. Okay. So let's see. This is in the first picture. What is happening? The milk is boiling. When do we boil milk usually? Have you ever wondered? We boil milk for some good occasion. The ladies should know here.
To make kheer, Mataji.
Yeah, but if there is some auspicious occasion at home, we boil milk and the milk has to come out.
Housewarming.
Housewarming. Very nice. When there is housewarming, we boil milk. Yes. What is the name of the battlefield where Pandavas and Kauravas were fighting? What was the name of the battlefield?
Kurukshetra.
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 So, yes, that Kurukshetra was Dharma Kshetra, because Dharma Kshetra is where the religious rituals are performed. So Kurukshetra was a Dharma Kshetra because that was a place where so many devatas had performed rituals. So that was there. So milk is boiled during maybe some good occasion, right? So that is like Dharma Kshetra. Then second picture, what is there? Anybody can tell me? Quickly. It is what? It is cheese, paneer. You know, when you squeeze lemon in the milk, boiling milk, what happens? The milk curdles, it breaks, right? And the paneer is formed. So it is curdled. So once it is curdled, what does this mean? Mamaka Pandava. Now what is the Dhritarashtra saying? Mamaka Pandava. Straight away he has split up the whole family. Mamaka is my son. Pandava, Pandu's son. He has immediately split up the family. How? When we squeeze the lemon, the milk is separated with paneer and the water or the whey, right? That's his basic intention. Look at the basic intention. My kids and Pandava. So who is cheese and who is whey here? So we can easily guess. The Pandavas are the paneer and the water is Kauravas. Now you see the third picture, all the rasagullas. Do you want to eat now? Kim Akurvata. What are they doing? Dhritarashtra is asking Sanjay. Kim Akurvata, what are they doing? What will they do in the battlefield? Come on, tell me. If I keep sweets in front of you, in front of Rasgulla, what will you do? Will you keep watching it or what will you do? Tell me. What are you going to do with it?
Eat it away.
You will
Mata.
eat. Simple, right? So Kim Akurvata is asking, what will anybody do on the battlefield? They will definitely fight. What does a soldier do when they go into a war? They fight. So Dhritarashtra was very confident that, oh, I have so many. How many children did Dhritarashtra have?
101.
100. Yeah.
101.
Yes, 100. Right. One daughter also.
And a
So
daughter.
100 sons. 100 sons. How many were Pandavas?
5.
5.
Yeah.
So
Five.
yeah, so he said, "Oh, I have 100 sons. I will easily win the war." And he was, but again he was worried. They are standing in Dharma Kshetra. That the Kshetra is really, Dharma Kshetra. What if Duryodhana changes his mind and goes to Yudhishthira and says, "Okay, okay, take your kingdom back. Okay, you are the elder one, so take it." He was really worried also, right? So how is he looking at the battlefield? What kind of feeling is he having? Anyone? You can put it in chat box also. What kind of feeling is Dhritarashtra having looking at the battlefield? Quick answers.
Confused?
The small and quick answers.
Worried.
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 Yes. Yes. And he's full of anxiety. He's not having peace of mind, right? He had never punished his son. He has never chastised his son. So he was really worried. So Dhritarashtra's mindset, he was doubtful, right? Dharma Kshetra is Kurukshetra is a sacred place. What will happen over there? So in his doubt, he's asking, what did they do? So he was confident that, they will assemble in Kurukshetra and then they will have a war and all that. But still there was some kind of doubt lingering. Fearful. He didn't want any compromise, right? He didn't want to, he was very scared what is going to happen, what is going to be the outcome. But he was always partial. He never chastised his kids, his sons. He never punished them. He was always favoring them. So he was always partial. So what is the lesson we take from here is we should take care of our dharma. And then dharma is going to protect us, right? So he was very unfair. He was not fair at all. So he became very fearful that this holy place will be, what kind of outcome will come out of this holy place. And lesson is what we can take away is too much anxiety. If there is too much attachment, it will cause too much anxiety, right? And partiality was always there. He never favored Pandu's son. So as I told you, self-glorification is symptom of insecurity, right? We must only glorify Krishna, not ourselves, right? In real life, if we start doubting people, what will happen? We will lose people, right? And we will also we'll hurt them as well, right? So let's see Dhritarashtra. What is the difference between attachment and affection? Anyone who can tell me?
Mataji, I can try. Attachment actually is because of moh or ahankar,
Yes.
and affection or karuna is actually because of true affection. Attachment binds you, and affection sets you free.
Very well said, Mataji. Very well said. It's always attachment is always sign of security or weakness, right? Vidura used to follow dharma. He was virtuous. He had a lot of affection for his elder brother and Pandu's son, and Pandu also. So we need to be affectionate, not attached, right? If at all we want to be attached, we should be attached to only. We should be attached to only one person. Who is that? We are all like Dhritarashtra, Yes, yes, yes. True, true. Okay. So if we compare our mind to Duryodhana and ourselves to Dhritarashtra, how was Duryodhana's mindset? He was showing off about his army, right? And he was doubting Even Bhishma, he was doubting, and Dronacharya, he was doubting. And Dhritarashtra too was very much attached to Duryodhana. That is how our mind is. Our mind is so much attached to these material things. So mind has to be removed. The mind has to be disengaged from material things and engaged or attached towards Krishna. That is what we learn from them. We keep learning something or the other. What is the relationship between dissatisfaction and adharma? Anyone? Dissatisfaction and adharma, how is it related? Mind is self-satisfied and detached if we are following rules and regulation, right? Then it is self-satisfied because we are following. If we don't follow, what will happen? Mind
Grief.
will always remain disturbed. Very difficult to live like that. We're always sad. We are always disheartened. We don't understand. That's why it is very important for us. We should remove that seed of dissatisfaction. And what to do for that? Simple. Don't do adharma. Right? Don't do wrong things. Like how Dhritarashtra has done. He wanted the kingdom for his son. He was attached to the throne. Right? Even though Krishna gave him such a, Lord gave him such a beautiful wife who blindfolded herself for him. Right? Today, in today's day and age, who can dream of doing that? But she did that. He had great sage Vyasa as father, Bhishma as great-grandfather. Yet he wasn't satisfied. He wanted more, always dissatisfied, always, So if you are dissatisfied, doesn't mean, you do adharma. But unfortunately, he kept encouraging his sons to do adharma. So he was not only physically blind, he chose to remain blind even mentally. Because he never punished his sons for doing wrong things, right? That is why. So Dhritarashtra, had he rightfully handed over the throne to Yudhishthira, what would have been the result? Can anyone tell me? You can chat, put it in chat box also if you don't want to unmute yourself, please. Yes.
Dharma would prevail.
Yes, very good. And what could have happened if you would have given Yudhishthira? Yes, very rightfully said. Then
No
throne is given.
conflicts.
Sorry.
No
He wouldn't have
conflicts
lost his sons.
Yeah, exactly. And no war, no death, no war, no death, pious, peaceful, just reign, all be happy together, right? But it didn't, it was not meant to be that means. Let's see further. Pashyaitam Panduputranam Acharya Mahatim Chamum Vyudham Drupada Putrena Tava Shishyena Dhimata. Anybody would like to read the translation?
Mataji, Andrew.
Yes.
O my teacher, behold the great army of the sons of Pandu, so expertly arranged by your intelligent disciple, the son of Drupada.
Yeah. So, oh my teacher, he says, Duryodhana, the second and third shloka here, what Duryodhana did was very wrong. What did he look at the picture, the way he's looking at his guru? Who does that? He went and he insulted his guru. What was the name of his guru? Anyone?
Dronacharya.
Yeah, very good. You all know Bhagavad Gita already. Okay. So you must have seen Mahabharata, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, in the spiritual and battlefield, what people do usually, you must take blessings of your guru, right? So what do you do if you go to a college, university, or first day to your job? What do you usually do? Can anyone tell?
We take the blessings of our parents.
Yes, very nicely said. So we usually do that. But even Arjuna, what did he do? He aimed an arrow towards his guru, towards guru's feet, to offer his salutations and pranams to his guru, to seek his blessings. And then in turn, what did Guru Dronacharya do? He sent an arrow towards Arjuna's head, to bless him. Such kind of love and affection they had. This is how a shishya or a disciple should behave, and not the way Duryodhana has been doing in his in this picture. The way he's looking, look at his face, right? He has been totally The way he's looking, full of fear, pride, total, full of that ghamand is there, right? What is the name of Dronacharya's son? Anybody knows?
Ashwatthama.
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 Yes, very nice. And who was leading the army of Pandavas? Who was the commander-in-chief there? Pandavas, towards Pandavas side.
Drupad.
Yes, not Drupad, his son. Yes. Drishtadyumna, very good, very good. We have a story of Drupad and Dronacharya also. You know that? I will tell you some other time then. Okay. Remind me to tell the story. So let us analyze the political behavior of Duryodhana. He was a great politician, Duryodhana. He knew how to talk to who. So he is calling Drishtadyumna, Drupada Putrena, right? He is telling Dronacharya, you know what? You have taught Drishtadyumna. There is a story of Drona and Drupad. Do you know the story?
Yeah, both were friends. Yeah.
Sorry?
I think both of them had friends. And
Yeah.
were both,
And then what happened?
They were disciples of Drona's father. And
Then what happened?
Drona asked Drupad for 2 cows, I think, so that his son Ashwatthama would
Yeah.
be able to have milk, actually. And but Drupada insulted him, saying that I will not give you, and you don't call me a friend. You are a Brahman and I'm a Kshatriya. We cannot be friends. He
Yes,
said,
true.
I want to ask for the 2 cows with our friendship, in authority of our friendship. He said, there's no friendship, but I can give you dan because you're a Brahman.
Yeah.
And Drona felt insulted, and
Yes. Very true, Mataji. Very nice, very nicely related. Now everybody has benefited. Thank you so much. Trinity Mataji, right?
thank you, Mataji.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Why did Duryodhan go to Guru Drona and not Bhishma? Because he knew if he goes to Bhishma, he's going to get only Updesh. Can you please change your mind? Now also, this is the time you can always change. So, but he knew if he goes to Dronacharya, he will listen to him very quietly. He knew Bhishma's heart was all for Pandavas only. So then what's the point of going to Bhishma? Let me go and motivate a little bit of Dronacharya, right? So takeaways, we can see similar things in our life too, right? We value only those people who are ready to listen to our gossip. If somebody is telling you, no, this is not the right thing to do, we don't go to them. We don't talk to them at all. We like all garam masala things. So even Duryodhan didn't want to go to Bhishma. He's going to give me Updesh. He will say, do the right thing. I don't want to go to him. So he's telling Guru Dronacharya, you have taught Drishtadyumna, don't be partial, okay? And then he's mentioning all the great heroes from Pandava's side. Because he says, now Dronacharya, he's telling his Guru, all of them are there. But my team is also not less. He's giving the names of the heroes from both the sides. And then he tells about his side also. Kripacharya, he says Bhavan. So Bhavan means he starts with Dronacharya. He doesn't start with Bhishma, huh? So he starts with Dronacharya. You are there in my team. Why? Because Dronacharya was a Brahmana by birth. And Bhishma wouldn't mind, even though Bhishma was a Kshatriya and older and commander-in-chief, he would still not mind because Brahmana was given more respect. And then he names all the Maharathis of his side. So that's what was his political behavior. He was trying to encourage and motivate by telling, oh, we have got great Maharathis on our side. Don't worry, we will win this battle. Right? He said there are many heroes who are prepared to lay down their lives. As soon as he said that, he's trying to say people will die from his side. In a way, he's talking about his death only. There are, as such, 6 types of aggressors. There are 6 types. Remember this because I'll ask later on. A poison giver. Duryodhana, he gave Bhishma when he was small, he poisoned him. Arsonist, they tried to kill them in the house of Lac, in the house of wax, right? Which was built for Pandavas. Then deadly weapons. They were killed when they were sleeping. They tried to light the fire. Thief. Shakuni cheated in the dice game. Occupies another land. Kauravas occupied Pandavas' land. and one who kidnaps another wife. Draupadi by foul means during the dice game, and once Jayadratha also tried to kidnap her. So these 6 type of aggressors can be killed. It's written in Shastras. Saghoshodharta Rashtrana Hridayani Vyadarayat Nabhashcha Prithivim Chaiva Tumulo Bhayunadana. Can anyone read the translation? Srinidhi Mataji.
Yeah. The blowing of these different conch shells became uproarious, and thus vibrating both in the sky and on the earth, it shattered the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra.
Yeah, because of the conch shells, they blow the conch shells right before the war, and as they were blowing it, Panchajanyam Rishikesha means the Krishna was blowing Panchajanya, Devadatta Dhananjaya, Arjuna was blowing Poundram Dadmu Mahashankam, like Bhim was doing Poundram, Yudhishthir Ananta Vijaya, Nakula Sahadev, Sughosh and Manipushpaka, they were doing it. So it was like, so loud and vibrating that Kauravas, they were like shaking like anything, it was making, they really got very scared. Even though Kauravas' army was double the size of Pandava, their conches, when they were blowing, nothing happened. But when Pandavas blew, it shook every Kaurava very badly. Haath pair jo hai na ekdam kaamp rahe the. So look at Sanjay's drishti, how minutely he is watching and telling us, like, when we watch some telecast in TV also, like any sports program we see, the host also cannot tell such minute details as much as Sanjay is. Hridayani Vyadarayat, he's telling. The hearts, they're shaking like anything. Pandavas are full of confidence. So let's see. We all know that Pandavas win the war, right? So what are the signs that says that Pandavas won the war? So let's brainstorm. What do you see? What do you think? Anyone knows? What were the things that we come to know that Pandavas won?
Krishna was on their side.
Yes, excellent. Then anything else?
Dharma was on
Dharma. Then Dharma Kshetra. The Kurukshetra was a Dharma Kshetra. The divine chariot. Who gave the chariot to Arjuna? Agni Dev. And the dhwaja on the flag on Arjuna's chariot. Who was
Hanuman.
there on the flag?
Hanuman.
Hanuman, yes. Then Shankhanada, the way the conch shells were blown, right? Tyakta Jivita, the Gandiva, Arjuna's bow. And then Tyakta Jivita, Duryodhan says Tyakta Jivita means people will sacrifice for me. Means they will give up the life. That itself means that people, they are going to lose. Mokshida Ekadashi, that was an Ekadashi day. Bhagya Lakshmi, wherever Krishna is there, Lakshmi will be there. And Rishikesha means Krishna himself. Rishikesha means master of senses, Krishna. If Krishna is there, victory is definitely going to be there. What is Kapidhwaja? Who can tell me?
It's not
Kapidhwaja. Yes? Kapidhwaja means flag, Hanuman. Hanuman was there on the flag. Dhwaja means flag. Kapi means monkey. Flag, Hanuman. Okay. So let's see. He had 5 things. So first, we spoke about battlefield, then how different point of view of Dhritarashtra, Arjuna. Arjuna was really sad, right? He didn't want to kill anyone. He said, Krishna, draw the chariot between the 2 fields. I want to see everyone. And as soon as he saw Dronacharya and Bhishma, he sat down. He put his hand on his head and he said, oh, Krishna, I don't want to fight anymore. So what are the reasons that he was giving? There were 9 reasons why they could have won the war. Anybody remembers now? The 9 reasons why they could win the war is, it was a Dharma Kshetra. The chariot was given by Agni Dev. Hanuman was on the chariot flag. The conch shells blown loudly. The bow of Arjuna. The sacrifice towards the Duryodhan side soldiers. It was a great day, Ekadashi day. Lakshmi was on the side of them because Rishikesha was there, Krishna was there. So naturally, Lakshmi will also be there. Those are the 9 reasons. And there are 5 reasons why Arjuna didn't want to fight. So what are the 5 reasons that Arjuna didn't want to fight? So our hero, he's looking very, very sad. So he's very, very sad. He says, oh, Krishna, I don't want to see the tears flowing down. He says, why? Compassion. 1.28. Drishtve Vamswajanam Krishna Yuyutsam Samupastitam Sidanti Mamagatrani Mukham Chaparishushati. He said, oh my God, my mouth is drying up. My hand and feet, everything is quivering, shaking. I cannot do this. Dronacharya, my grandfather Bhishma, how can I even kill them? How can I even think of killing them? I better leave everything and go and take sannyas rather than kill them. I cannot. What is there going to be any enjoyment if I kill all my cousins, all my cousins, my grandparent, my guru? If I kill everyone, what kind of enjoyment I'm going to have? It's a great sin. Killing people is great sin, Krishna, he says in 1.36. And then he says in 1.39, what about the family tradition? Now, if these men will die over here, who is going to teach all the values to the kids? Who will give protection to the elders in the family? All these men will die. Children will become orphaned. Women will not have any protection. Their husbands will die. They will, who will take care of younger generation? Who is going to give them proper guidance to the next generation? The whole dynasty will be destroyed, Krishna. Great chaos, Krishna. If women was young, father used to take care in those days. After getting married, husband would take care. And then later on, if husband would take sannyas or die, then son would take care. So if these men will die, it will be Kulanashanam. So if Kula is dynasty is destroyed, traditions are vanquished, the whole family will become involved in irreligion. So if there is destruction of the dynasty, family traditions will stop. Nobody will follow tradition. There will be completely irreligion. Everybody will be spoiled. Children will be spoiled. No worship, nothing, right? So he says that he was completely not indecisive. He said, I am not able to decide, Krishna, whether to fight or not to fight. I'm feeling very sad. I don't think I should be a part of this unnecessary war and unnecessary violence. Krishna, if Duryodhana is so adamant, so stubborn, headstrong, he wants this kingdom, right? Give him. I can remain without being the king. Let him be the king. I can live by begging, Krishna. He knew Duryodhana was very cruel. He had committed so many sins. So, we also have to face when we go on stage for any competition, right? So this Srila Prabhupada also says, Arjuna proved not only was he a great devotee of the Lord, but he was also very enlightened, right? Complete control over his mind. He just didn't want to fight. He says, no, Krishna, this is wrong. This is sin. He says, the limbs of the body were quivering. Mouth was drying up. Whole body was trembling. Hair was standing on end. Gandiva, his bow was slipping. Skin is burning. He's unable to stand, forgetting himself. Mind is reeling. Feeling so sad. He says, what is this happening? So this is such a great devotee because he's such a pious person. He's such an elevated soul. That's why he's having so much of compassion. That is why he's having all this. These are all the symptoms of a great devotee. Then Arjun says, Drishtve Vamswajanam Krishna Yuyutsam Samupastitam Sidanti Mamagatrani Mukham Chaparishushati. He says, everything is drying up, Krishna. Seeing my friends and relatives, I feel everything is drying up now. What to do? Please tell me. Then he says, I do not see what good is going to come out of this. Nothing is going to happen. There will be no happiness. So he's giving all the reasons, no compassion, sin, no enjoyment. He's giving that reason. He said, if you're not hungry, you're not inclined to cook. Similarly, he just doesn't want to fight. He just wants to go in a forest, in a secluded place, become sannyas. But, he's a Kshatriya. He's supposed to fight. He cannot leave his duty, right? So Krishna, he's telling Krishna, but I am having real compassion. I can't kill them. And then he says, third reason, sin. Sin will overcome us. It's not proper to kill sons of Dhritarashtra, Krishna. So he says, how can I be happy by killing them? It's not going to bring any kind of happiness, Krishna. You have to understand this, right? So there's 6 kind of aggressors who should be killed. So who are those? Poison givers, who set fire, who kill with deadly weapons, who plunders wealth, who occupies another land, who kidnaps. These are they are in the Shastras told they can be killed. But Arjuna here feels it's a sin. Let me not commit any sin. Then next he says, if the dynasty is destroyed, what will happen? The whole family will be in irreligious practice. Then what will happen, Krishna? And then he says, what to do? Nor do we know which is better. Now he is not able to decide. Is it better conquering them or being conquered by them? You know, Duryodhan doesn't care. He doesn't mind, right? Sons of Dhritarashtra, whom if we kill, we should not care to live. I cannot live by killing them. Now they are all standing here right in front of me. He doesn't know whether he should fight or take and risk unnecessary violence, right? He's a Kshatriya. He should be fighting. But he was thinking, how can I should refrain from fighting, live by begging and all that. So that is the Arjuna is proving himself that he is a devotee of the Lord. He's highly enlightened. Everything is right, but he's a Kshatriya. And he says, I will live by begging. So the reasons that he is giving is compassion, no enjoyment, sin, family tradition, and indecision. So these are the reasons he is giving. If you were in Arjuna's place, which one would you relate to more and why? If you were in Arjuna's place, what do you think? You would also have the same feeling? Yes or no?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes.
You also feel sad?
Yes.
Anybody remembers the 5 reasons what Arjuna gave? I'm removing it. Tell me 5 reasons why what Arjuna gave for not fighting.
Compassion, indecisiveness,
Compassion.
family tradition,
Compassion,
Yes,
indecision,
sin,
No enjoyment.
yes,
and
Family traditions.
yes,
family traditions.
yes. Very good, very good. So you have all heard very carefully. That means. Let's see quickly the summary. Setting the scene. Dhritarashtra's mindset we saw. He was very doubtful, fearful, and partial. Duryodhana's mindset. He was bragging about his army and he was doubting his own loyal ones, his own guru and his own grandfather, right? And then we saw all auspicious Krishna. What were the signs of Pandava's victory? What were the 9 signs? It was a Dharmakshetra, transcendental conscience. Gandiva was there. Tyakta Jivita means sacrifice. Like Duryodhan said, my men will sacrifice. It shows that his men will die. That means Pandavas will win. So Mokshada Ekadashi, very auspicious day. Krishna was himself present, Rishikesha. Hanuman on Arjuna's flag. Lakshmi Devi, the god of fortune, was there. Because Krishna is there, Lakshmi will also be there. And the chariot, Agnidev, which Agnidev gave to Arjuna. Then Lord loves his devotees. Lord is always our well-wisher. He was always listening very quietly to what Arjuna was complaining about. And he serves his devotees. Miseries of life. So symptoms of stress was there. What are the types of miseries? Arjuna he says so many miseries. I'm feeling very compassionate. Sin, it will be sin to kill them. I can't decide Krishna any further. So Arjuna is not able to decide what to do. So then Dhritarashtra's inquiry 1.1, Kim Akurvata, Duryodhana is scared, blowing of conch shells. Arjuna observes the whole army and then Arjuna gives us the reason not to fight. So he says, I can't fight Krishna. He says, Yadi mama pratikaram ashastram shastra paneyaha dhartarashtrarani hanyu tanme kshemataram bhavet. So he says, better for me if sons of Dhritarashtra in weapons with their weapons, they can kill me. Better they kill me rather than I do anything. That's what he says, Arjuna. So Krishna, he is of course Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is going to answer Arjuna's questions, his queries in the 2nd chapter. So one who takes shelter of Krishna, nothing to fear even if there is so much of calamity, right? So that is what comes to the end of 1st chapter. There is a story actually attached to first glorification of 1st chapter, which I will tell you. Let me just finish with this. Vancha kalpada rupasya kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta koti vaishnavin ki jai. Let us all chant Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
So,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
do
Krishna.
you all want to know the